Good morning and welcome back to Gaga's Kitchen. We are going to get right to it. So today's episode is dedicated to Kimberly Shaw, all the way in San Antonio, Texas. She submitted her idea, and her suggestion, actually this is a little different, but her suggestion was to do some kind of canned recipe or whatever you have in your pantry. So I figured that the best thing to make would be chocolate chip cookies. Today is Saturday and it is also my roommate's birthday, so we are going to do a little wake and bake. We will be using my good friend Anastasia Bell's recipe. She sent it to me, and we had previously made them before, so I knew it was super simple and delicious. So all we're going to need are 2 eggs. We're going to have some all-purpose flour. You can use gluten-free if you would like, but we just have this all-purpose unbleached flour. Brown sugar. I think the recipe calls for light brown sugar, but we have dark, but they're still going to taste yummy that way. Of course, the semi-sweet chocolate chips. Baking soda. Pure bourbon vanilla extract. I like the bourbon one. Some sea salt or salt. This really gives it a nice little flavor. That's my favorite part. And last but not least, you need 1 stick of butter. Unfortunately, the grocery store did not have butter right now, so we have, I can't believe it's not butter, but I'm sure they're still gonna turn out just super tasty and delicious. All right, first things first, we are preheating the oven to 350 degrees. So I realized, oh, sounds like the oven is preheated. But anyway, I realized that I actually do not have any measuring cups in this apartment. So what we're going to do is we do have the little measuring spoons. So first ingredient is 2.5 cups of flour. So we're going to do in case you never knew this, 1 tablespoon is equal to a 1/4 cup. So in order to get 2.5 cups, we're going to measure 4 of these 10 times. So it might take a little bit longer, but with baking, you really do want to make sure that you're measuring all of the ingredients exactly. It's a little different than cooking. Okay, so in here we have 2.5 cups of flour. It kind of got a lot of places, including all over my shirt, but anyway, next is going to be 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Okay. Alrighty, opening this up with one hand. So we're going to do 1 teaspoon. And next is 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Also, just a note, when it comes to the salt, since I usually use the kind that comes out of the grinder, I typically say that a 1/4 teaspoon is 5 turns. That's just about what I do, but it could be maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less, but that's just what I do. So I did 10 turns. Okay, so now we are just going to whisk all of these ingredients together until they are well combined. So if you couldn't already tell, I actually do not have any mixing bowls here. So I put the flour mixture into this pot right here. And next we're going to be mixing together the butter, brown sugar, and then we will add the eggs and the vanilla extract. So I just found this container. I'm gonna mix all that in here, and then we will add the mixture from in here into the mixture in here. First thing that is going in is this stick of butter. well, you won't be able to believe that it's not butter. So make sure before you put it in that it is extra soft. I've been letting it sit on the counter for a little over an hour now so that it's much easier to mix. So we'll add this into this. Next, we are going to add 2 cups of brown sugar. So again, we're going to use this. We're going to do 4 of these 8 times. Oh wow, and it's really a lot harder. Actually, okay, here's a little trick I've learned before. If you ever find that your brown sugar is too hard, you can actually just stick it in the microwave for, let's say, 10 minutes to begin. And usually that just softens it up enough so that you're able to break it up. So let's see. Let me try again. Not quite. Okay, we're gonna play around for a minute. I'll be back. Okay, to be honest, I was able to soften up the brown sugar a little bit, but it's gonna take forever to try to soften it all up, and I don't think it's really that good anymore. So luckily, I have a whole bag of white sugar instead, so we're gonna use that. I think the brown sugar might make it taste better, but we're gonna try it with the white sugar instead. So, and it's a new bag, it hasn't been opened yet, so that'll be good. So we're gonna do 2 cups of brown sugar, adding it to the butter. Sorry, white sugar. To be honest, this is actually my first time making homemade chocolate chip cookies all by myself. I'm usually kind of watching someone else do it, and this is a lot of sugar, but that's why they taste so good, I guess. So now next I'm going to mix all of this up. One of my favorite things to eat actually is from homemade cookies. Right after you've mixed together all of the butter and the sugar, it is so tasty. I might have to try a little spoonful of this when I'm done mixing it all together. But just to be clear, the recipe does call for an electric mixer. I don't know why everyone always just assumes that people have electric mixers, but it's okay because I'm just going to twist this up with this whisk. It might obviously take a little bit longer than if I did, and if I have to go in there with my hands, I will. Next, we are going to add 2 eggs. 1, 2. Okay, now we are just mixing this together. And I'm probably going to need to go back to 2 hands, but I just wanted you to see what it looks like. And the last time I made these cookies, I'm really excited to have these because the last time I made these cookies was when I was with my friend Stacy, and I was visiting her in Arizona, and we made these cookies so that we would have them for our road trip to Vegas, actually. So, but they're so good. They're so easy to make, and I'm so glad. As soon as I knew I was going to make chocolate chip cookies, I had to text her and ask her for her recipe. And I'm giving you full credit for the recipe, Stacy. They're yours. Next is 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. So wow, look at this consistency. It looks so good. I would just want to eat that, but if it didn't have raw eggs in it, I would. So we're just gonna add this now to this. So good. I just had to take a little taste. It's just a tiny one. So now we are just mixing all of this together, And then we will add the chocolate chips. Oh, just kidding. Yeah, be careful when you're stirring this that the flour doesn't go everywhere, because I'm kind of doing that. So we're just gonna keep stirring until it turns into a dough, and this is where the electric mixer would definitely come in handy, but we're gonna make it work. I am going to go ahead and wash my hands now, because we're gonna go in and we're gonna mix it all together. That will make it form much better, which is what the electric mixer essentially does. Smells lavender fresh. If you don't have the electric mixer, it usually ends up turning into this. But it's okay. You just want to make sure that all the dough is fully combined into that delicious cookie dough. Last but not least, we will be adding the semi-sweet chocolate chips. It says to do 1.5 cups, which, how many ounces is this? This is 6 ounces, which is about 3/4 of a cup, but I don't know if, or maybe that's, it depends because it's not liquid, I don't know, but I'm just gonna measure it. I'm gonna eyeball it and see what looks about good. I like mine extra chocolatey. Okay, what do we think? Is that good, or should I just, I think I'm just gonna do the whole bag. All right, so I'm gonna mix that all up and then they will be ready to bake. Okay, and I am going to just use a spoon to mix it up this time. And then might end up going back in with my hands again. Okay, this is what the dough looks like. And next we are going to take a baking sheet and it says to rim it with parchment paper, which I do not have, and to be honest, it would probably be fine if we just stuck it directly on the baking sheet. But I like to actually spray some coconut oil on there because it keeps them from sticking, even though it'd probably be fine with the butter, but it adds a really nice, subtle coconut flavor. So I literally just like oil her up. Oil her up. Like really oil her up. Okay, and then we're just going to form the cookie dough into balls and place them onto the sheet. You can adjust the size of the cookie balls if you, depending on your preference, but I'm gonna do them about, hold on, you wanna make sure we like press it together, really form it into a ball, about that size. They are ready to bake. This one's gonna be especially chocolatey. But yeah, so I have 12 cookies here, and obviously we have a lot of leftover cookie dough, so we'll be able to make some more. And the recipe says that it is supposed to make 40 cookies. But I don't know if I believe you, Stacy, that this would make 40 cookies. Unless you're making like teeny tiny little baby cookies, then maybe. But we're gonna make this, so I can probably, I'm gonna get, actually it's potential I can make 3 batches out of this. That'd be 36 cookies, so we'll see. Anyway, we're gonna put these in the oven. Okay, open the oven. If you've ever watched Gaga's Kitchen before, you know I always like to bake my cookies on the top rack because it gives it that crispy on the outside, soft on the inside taste. And then we are going to set the timer for 11 minutes. And now I'm going to show you all how to properly store the rest of the cookie dough. Unless you're planning to make all of it at once. I'll probably end up making another batch later, but for now we're good. So you can just take some cling wrap and rip it. And then basically, I'm not that skilled with this, but I'm just gonna move all of the dough over to the side and then basically pick it up. There's probably a better way to do this. Let's see. Set it down. We might have to do it in two. Yeah, I'm gonna do two different things, but yeah, basically, and just wrap it up nice and tightly. And put it in the fridge. There are 7 minutes left on the clock, so now we're just going to do cleanup, and it's super, super simple cleanup. And the countdown begins. They're ready! Let's get the cookies out. Oh, wow. Let me see. Okay, I think these are gonna be good. Yes, so here they are. We are going to wait about 5 minutes. Actually, you know, I'm gonna stick these in for maybe 2 more minutes. Yep, let's do it. I like them when they're, you know, like really soft on the inside because they still cook even when you take them out. But I think these could probably use, let's do 1 more minute. Okay, here we go again. Uh-oh, I have the glove on backwards. All right, here we go. Yeah, these look better. Whew, it's hot. Okay, oh my gosh, they smell so good. Okay, let's give them about 5 to 10 minutes to cool down, and then we will get to try them. So I just turned off the oven, and then I had a thought that maybe the reason why the cookies don't look so like golden brown is because I used white sugar instead of brown. So that makes sense. Okay, so today we are going to have our quick little powwow. I am sitting in my window, which really is not big enough to sit in. But anyway, we're gonna do a quick little powwow while the cookies are cooling down, getting ready for us to eat them. So the thing that I'm gonna share today is actually something that my friend Devin Lynch sent me. And I think by now you should realize that if you don't want a shout out Devin on my cooking show, then just you shouldn't be friends with me or talk to me or, you know, send me inspirational things or recipes or just be my friend in general. So anyway, today I'm going to be sharing, actually the other day, I really needed to hear this when she sent it to me. So she sent me this verse, and I actually don't know what Bible verse it is, but I'm going to read it to you anyway. So if anybody knows, let me know. It says, "God is our refuge and our strength, an ever-present help in distress. Therefore we fear not, though the earth be shaken and the mountains plunge into the depths of the sea." So I like that a lot. Just because I feel like a lot of us are in a lot of distress right now. but it just brings me hope and comfort in this time. So that's all I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna get back to checking on the cookies in just a minute. They are looking so good, and I'm about to try one. And actually, I decided I'm gonna plate them up first because cookies always look better when they're in a pile. These turned out perfectly. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh. These look so good. They're still warm. Oh my gosh, it's really, really good. I am impressed. I think that the color is just because of the color sugar I used, but they still taste delicious. And that just goes to show you that even if you're missing an ingredient, you can always make substitutions to make it work for you and to make the recipe the easiest. Especially since we're not all running out to go to the store every day right now. And yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed this episode and that maybe it inspired you to make some cookies for breakfast, because why not? Especially right now when it seems like time doesn't really seem to matter. But you know, it's fun to just do something, wake up and start your day with something fun, like an activity like baking or whatever, and now I have some delicious cookies to enjoy the rest of my Saturday. So I hope you all enjoy your day, and I will see you all next time, and keep the ideas coming. All right, thanks guys, bye.